Hello and welcome to Bricks and Bits episode 88 with our beautiful guest, Iceberg Bricks. How are you, Iceberg?
Thank you. I'm good, man. I'm just trying to live life.
The Lego Master Iceberg Bricks. It's Lego Master Iceberg. What do you like to be called?
And just call me Mel, man. I'm just a regular dude, yo.
I feel that. I feel that. All right, on tonight's show, I have to do this now. I'm gonna start doing this every week, or maybe get Justin and Greg to chime in too. On tonight's show, we'll find out what it takes to become and what it's like to be a Lego master, what the next Lego Star Wars UCS set is, and Lego YouTuber drama is running rampant online in quarantine. All that and more coming up next. Well, I'm talking about my thing. I'm
I
very
feel the
upset.
hype, man. I'm like,
That's what I thought. I thought I could
I
sell.
watch it, dude. I want to watch it now.
I
Let's watch
thought we could do a better job of selling it up front. So now
I thought you
people
were
are
trying to be like
excited.
Will Arnett or something like
Oh
that.
no, I'm just like
just a good host.
Lego
Yeah.
Masters.
No, no,
That's
no,
how
no.
I talk.
No, I didn't even
We need
say
some
that.
like dramatic music playing and stuff. I mean, that's a little fancy, but
Yeah, that might be too much for the budget, but
okay.
For the budget, yeah.
but a low budget. So yeah, Iceberg. All right. I mean, you have a lot. You are literally a Lego master. Isn't that insane? You went a year ago. You were just Iceberg. That was all you.
Yeah.
All you. You were Mel, and now you're Lego master. Mel.
Yeah.
that's really cool though.
That
I'm really
sounds good,
glad.
man. You gave me a lot of confidence by just saying that, man. That really feels good, man. I like that.
So when I found out you were on the show, I was really excited because you were the one person that I actually like knew. Like I knew of some of the other people, right? But you're the one person that I had like talked to and was friendly with, if that makes sense. Like I've been on your show and I've met you at conventions and like I was really excited to see somebody that I knew on Lego Masters. So you were that guy for me, and you getting kicked off, that was a real punch to the gut, by the way. Spoiler alert,
Yeah.
Iceberg doesn't win. You
Oh,
what?
yeah, my feelings were hurt.
So yeah, I mean, I want to go through the process because I'm sure a lot of people are curious how you become a Lego master, right? Like
Mhm.
obviously the application process is kind of easy to get in on the first level, right? Because from what I remember, I mean, Greg and Justin, did you get asked too?
Well, they asked if I knew anybody.
They didn't ask
for me.
you?
No.
I would have been insulted. Unbelievable. Greg, did you get
You
asked?
have to wear
Like
his
that?
mask the entire time, though. That'd be a problem.
That
It's
is
not
true.
a mask, Greg.
I'm
You
sorry,
see on
you're
my
real
side.
famous.
What happened? Okay.
You don't
You
pay
are
us enough to keep
a
up your
mandatory
your shroud here.
And all, I've been able to wear the mask the whole entire time. You had cosplay chicks that playing,
That's-
dressing up the whole entire time. So it probably would have worked.
That's
I
true.
mean, it wasn't a mask, but okay.
And then they
Yeah.
would think it's Masked Builder, though. It'd be like Masked Singer, but Masked Builder, and it'd be right after Masked Singer.
Yeah, that'd be a good crossover.
That would be a good video or episode or show.
What if I wear another mask
I'm
and it's like this, and it's like, and then it's my actual head underneath? Do you get what I'm saying?
yes.
All right.
Yes.
Seems
Okay.
uncomfortable. Anyway, yeah, but like for the application process, it's pretty easy to get down to the ground floor. But like, what did it take to actually get through like the next rounds of like being, I guess, what's I don't know the word for it, but you were asked to be on the show at some point. What did it take to get to that point?
First off, I'm gonna say that it's folks, it's not a Lego competition, because if it was a Lego competition, your lineup would look totally different. It happens to be a reality TV show about a Lego competition. So it's not who's the best builder. People can build, right?
Right.
Like, they're gonna pick people, and that's why everybody got to that first level. They were going and recruiting people, seeing who they can build. So they know you can put the bricks together, but what they want to know is, can you give them a show while you're putting those bricks together? And a lot of folks like it, and the avid Lego builder is a hermit. They don't really want to talk to anybody. They're
throwing
real
shade.
in their work. And in fact, the ones that win all the awards and everything like that usually sit behind their table looking at their next project and not engage with the audience. And so they shied away from that type of Lego builder. They wanted the song and the dance. And yours truly, I can speak and I'll give you a show. If that's what you want.
Yeah.
And so that's what kind of sold it for me. So I did do my homework. I went and found an avid builder like Jermaine. So that he can get me through the rounds, because I've only been building for 3 years.
Yeah.
So there's a lot that I still need to know, But you know, it was easy for me because all I did was open my mouth and talk, and Jermaine helped us with the builds, and we were in. So
isn't that crazy that you got back into Lego? I think Greg, you got back into Lego not too long ago, like in that same time frame. Like you got back, like both of you got back into Lego, and all of a sudden you've both got this like amazing thing going on where. Mel, you were on Lego Masters, and Greg, you have an almost 100,000 subscriber YouTube channel, like just based around Lego stuff. That's crazy. Like in 3 years, that is nuts.
3 years is a lot.
Yeah, on the goes by fast.
It went by fast. It went by real fast. If you told me 5 years ago that I would be on a Lego Master show, a show about Lego, or even just building Lego, I'd have laughed at you. I'm like, yeah. It wasn't my thing then, so I was like, yeah, whatever, man. Yeah, you know, I'm not a kid, you know.
Right.
But then
I don't want to cut away from the Lego Masters too much, but what did you get you back into it, real quick?
It was my grandson, man, the little kid that called Lego Spidey, and we went to go see the Lego Batman movie, and that was the hook, man.
That's so cool, huh?
That's awesome.
Anyway, yeah. So you're joining a reality TV show, so you have to be able to build at some capacity, but you also have to be entertaining and fit what they're looking for, like as far as entertainment value goes or whatever. And I from my understanding, you didn't need a partner to come into it. Like they would pair people together too, but you had a partner.
Yeah, that's correct. Like they would want you to be paired up, and the chances are say, hey, you and Brickatech, you know, and you got M&R and Brickatech are partners. Well, they'll say, hey, well, you know what? We really like you, M&R, but we really not feeling Brickatech, so they'll give Brickatech the act,
sure,
and they'll pair you up with Just Too Good, you know, and that happened with Aaron and Christian, and that happened with Sam and Jess.
Huh? Yeah, I knew that about Sam and Jessica. I did not know that about Aaron and Christian.
Yeah, I thought all these people came in naturally with their partner and then proceeded from there. That's interesting.
Yeah, but it happens. You might end up like outshining your partner, Brickatech. You might outshine him. So they're like, oh, you know, his partner's not really giving us what we want. Let's pair him up with somebody that's just like him, and maybe they'll clash and give us the drama that we want.
I think they found that with the what are the guy and the girl's names?
Sam and
Jessica. Yeah, I'm blanking. Sorry.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah. So anything like for people that may be applying, if there's a season 2, 3, whatever, any advice for them?
Get on YouTube, get your YouTube channel, get used to talking to people, go to shows, get used to talking to people. You gotta be personable. You gotta be personable like Brickatech. You gotta be personable like Just Too Good. You gotta be personable like M&R. You got to be personable with people because you're constantly going to be talking to people, and your typical day, not to jump ahead of anything, but your typical day on an episode is that they're going to stop you from building. The producers are going to ask you a whole bunch of cameras. It's going to be like 7 cameras in your face, and you're looking up at the clock, and the clock is still winding down, and the build is still going on. All the builds are the building, but everybody is talking to you, and you're explaining your build. You're explaining why you're messing up. You're explaining everything, and so you have to shine like when that moment happens. So you have to open your mouth and talk and be about. You know, you got to show off.
Yeah. Huh. So yeah, you get on the show, you fly out. How long were you in LA for? It was filmed in LA, right?
Yeah, it was about a month and 3 weeks, or 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks.
Yeah, that's longer than I would have guessed, I guess. But six weeks makes sense. You were on there for quite a while.
Yeah,
hanging on. So what would I guess you kind of just talked about a typical like what may happen in the show as far as cameras go, but like if you were filming a typical episode, how does that usually go down? Like, are you wake up, you have to wake up early, you have to be there for 16 hours in a day? Like, what is the time constraint that they have legally? Like, what do you know about all that? That's what I'm kind of been curious about, and I'm sure a lot of other people are.
So TV actually has a union, so they get lunch breaks. And when it's time to quit, cameras are down and it's over. So we're there like the start of the day. We're on set getting makeup and hair done like 6 o'clock in the morning. All right, we're really not on set until probably about 8. And then from there, if we're starting a new challenge we're starting a challenge, it may take about maybe anywhere from 2 to 3 hours just to do that walk up scene where you see us walk through the door.
Really?
Yeah, because there's so many takes, man. It's so many takes, and you do it over again and do it over again. They do it from another end, you do it over again.
Wow.
And so,
Holy crap.
and so, like, you may not even start to build until probably after lunch.
I'm gonna be honest. I never considered the possibility that it was multiple takes for that opening scene.
Same.
Like that is
Wow.
nuts.
Good job.
When Will's
Yeah.
standing there doing his thing, he might mess up, and you have to do that over again as well.
Yep, they'll retake it, and like even when the judges are giving their verdict, and maybe they'll mess up on some words, they'll stop, pause, and then start all back from the beginning again. So and it's a lot of takes that you do. It's a lot of takes, and so like you had the lunch, they have an hour for lunch, and at 7:00 is quitting time unless you're paying double time for the TV production.
Yeah.
So that camera crew, they're serious about that 7:00 cutoff. And then even so, like say, like they'll say, hey, look, we're gonna do it's a 16-hour challenge. We're gonna do 8 hours build time, and after that 8 hours build time, we're gonna go ahead and do interviews. Because now you got to do these interviews. You got to do like a beginning interview. You got to do a mid interview, and then you got to do a post interview. So that takes time, and so it's a lot of time.
So do those interviews cut into your? So like these are the interviews that you would see like spliced in, that are like against like a green screen or whatever, and it's like we're building and we just don't know how much, if we're going to be able to get it done or whatever. Do those take away from your actual building time?
No.
Okay.
When it's your building time, they don't take away. They don't pull you out of the room for the building time. Now, like I said, they'll tell you, hey, look, Mel and Jermaine, can you stand behind your desk? We want to talk to you for a bit.
Yeah.
And then all the cameras and they're talking, and that might take anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes. And then Will come around. That's another 5 minutes. Will come back around. That's another 5 minutes. The judges come see you twice. That's about 10 minutes piece.
Sure.
And then the talent producers, they're the ones that really take the most time, because they want to know where you are in the bill, explain the bill. When Jermaine said we're messing up, what did he mean when he said we're messing up? You guys look like you're a little bit frustrated. Why everybody else's bridge is on? How come y'all bridge ain't on the pillar yet? And it's like,
the bridge.
Stuff like that. And it's like, look, not right now, dude. Not right now.
Yeah.
So,
I can see you being in the
Wait,
zone.
so the elimination part, do they do multiple takes of that?
Yes. So when you saw me and Jermaine walking out, we walked out like 5 times.
Oh.
No!
It was the longest. It was the longest walk, bro. It was the longest walk, man.
I don't want to hear this.
Walk. And Jermaine was like, man, we got to do this again. Like,
That's
come on,
tough.
man. Like,
That's tough.
hurry up and slide us off in that hidden room so we can get this over with.
Wow, that's actually really tough.
Yeah.
That's like cruel and unusual punishment.
And be so that it made like I'm gonna talk the truth. I don't consider myself to be the best builder ever. I'm far from it. I know that the best builder that we have, the U.S. has to offer, hadn't made it to the show yet. I know that. And so, I'm just a kid that just got lucky. I hit the lottery. I'm like, when they called me,
Right.
told me I'm going to LA, I'm like, y'all sure y'all got the right contestant? I just got lucky.
Am I allowed to use the instructions?
Right.
That's what I would ask. I don't know.
Speaking of building, though, like the time that you had, say it was 8 hours. You guys didn't have like actually like 16 hours, but it made it look like you built it in 8 hours. That was legit time that you had.
Like, so when you looked up and you saw the time on the clock, that was legit. That was the legit actual time. So they never faked the time on you. Only where you see some of the TV magic. Somebody had asked me that, like, I guess when Tyler's easy peasy head fell off, and then the clock show up and it said it was like 3 minutes left. That's TV magic. It wasn't 3 minutes when the head fell off. Head fell off way before that. It's just that it looks great on TV, but when that clock starts right there, that's the act.
That gets me excited because I'm like, oh man, he's got 3 minutes. There's no way he's
drama.
gonna be able to finish.
Same thing for the people. What about the people pushing the tables over? Does that all happen in the last second, or are people taking, 10 minutes to move their tables?
You mean when Aaron and Christian's tower fell because they was pushing their table over?
It looked like they had like 1 second to get there, and they're pushing it, and everything goes bad.
Yeah.
Did that really happen that way?
That really happened, because now at this point they'll tell you, oh, you got 10 minutes. The gallery room is open. Get your bills over to the table. And you're pushing that stuff. over, that's the real time. You're trying to hurry up and get in there and get the table in there, because if you don't make it to the gallery room, then you kind of failed, because that's the part of the challenge.
Huh. Yeah, that always baffled me, because people would pretty, carelessly push their tables, and I'm like, well, don't you have more time to like make sure everything's smooth?
Yeah, like you have 15 minutes left. You think
mind
you'd be like, wait, I need to probably start getting my stuff over there so I don't hit a piece on the way over and break my stuff like's happened in several weeks,
Oh, your boy did that. Your boy, I look at it and I tell you, man, hey, look, we got 15 minutes. Let's start pushing this stuff. Let's get whatever loose brick we got around the table. Let's push it out the way.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want no problems. But they haven't even made that studio up to par for Lego, because you have light strips in the floor.
Oh.
And that's the worst. You have to roll over those things. Those things are like a speed bump.
You can't have that.
No,
that's crazy.
No.
You can't just have
hire
bumps.
like a Lego person to consult.
That's insane.
I feel like the move shouldn't be accounted for in the time. I feel like you should be able to do your build, and then it's like, okay, let's gather everything over where it needs to be, and then we'll appraise everything and judge it.
I agree,
but not every challenge.
Drama.
Like that. Some challenges
is drama.
Some challenges, yeah, it's drama. It is. Some challenges we were able to critique right at your workstation, and some you had to go to the gallery, right? And like even like say the space blow up, right? Mm-hmm. They wanted everybody. Now ours was just blowing up, right? But they wanted us to pick ours up off of the workstation and put it onto the pillar where it was going to be judged. Now I don't know why, especially if you're going to blow us up, and which they did in the safety room. It wasn't in front of us when it exploded. I didn't, and they did that for drama. They wanted to see you drop something, and it's just.
Please drop it.
And the thing about it is that I was so mad because they already packed ours with the C4 in it, with the dynamite.
And then they wanted you to carry it.
Yeah, I'm like, yo, and that's why I was like, yo, this is not cool. I'm not down with this.
Literally carrying a bomb. Like, what?
And you get the guy like, oh, it's not gonna blow up. It's not. Yeah, whatever, dude.
Dude, no way. That's actually not right. That is that one.
My only problem. And I'm like, yeah, like my face carrying that thing over was for real, because that thing was loaded with.
Yeah, everyone's just like, oh man, he thinks he might drop it. He's like, no, it could blow up. It's like,
I need to go back and watch that clip again to look at your face when you're doing it.
That does sound fun. That's a good idea. Oh my god.
You just look at the camera and you're like, yeah.
That's insane. I can't believe they did that.
I was not a fan.
Are you mad you missed out on the Star Wars challenge?
I am, man. Oh, man, I am. And I talked to Jermaine about it. We did a little short video. And I said, dude, and he was like, well, it would have been all you. I said, we would have been fine, my friend. I said, I don't know everything about Star Wars and Lego Star Wars, but I know enough that which one scene I'm going to take, and we would have been fine. We would have been all right. But one thing I hated about it was that, I seen a lot of the Lego masters get blasted, because it was like, oh, well, the quality of working, it's not up to par how it should be. But mind you, you're taking a 20-hour build, which should be a 20-hour build, and you build it in 8.
And even
like some of the folks we know, they spend 38 weeks on their MOC.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, some people take a year to build this stuff. It's not. I don't think it's fair to look at that and much like it's not fair to really compare a Lego set to a MOC and be like, well, what was Lego thinking? Well, the MOC is better. It's like, yeah, no crap, the MOC's better. The MOC doesn't adhere to any rules in the same way that Lego Masters have much tighter constrictions than anyone else just building at home.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's why I wish that they would have given them more time, at least more build time, because you can cut up anything you want in 45 minutes for the show. Yeah. And I just wish they gave them more build time. That way you see the quality at this point.
Yeah, I think that might be a fair thing. I did want to ask, did you find the parts weren't unlimited, but were they adequate? Like obviously you can't have unlimited parts, but I never saw the part bay or wherever all the parts that you guys have are. I know there's some that are outside, but apparently there's another room or something. I heard.
Yeah. No, not another room. All the brick that you saw was the ones that we had. And the stuff that was up on a high wall, the stuff that was up on a high wall, you couldn't get to because that was the brick that you wasn't supposed to take. And they tell you only allowed to go like 2 bins up that were like up to the second tier on the wall.
Dude, they should totally like build a rock wall around it and let you climb up for parts. That would be great.
Yeah, man, that'd be a good challenge, man.
Oh my god, that is a good idea. Yeah, they need to hire me.
They had a lot of brick. I'm gonna say that they had a lot of brick. I don't want to say it was unlimited, and they had every because they didn't have every piece. And then it came down to even a point where like what was that the half challenge, right? The cut in half challenge, right?
Yeah, I like that one.
So you had Aaron and Christian who made an awesome octopus, right?
Mm-hmm.
My man took all the mixel joints. So we couldn't even compete to that because he had all the mixel joints, and it was like a little. And it comes to that, so we had to go with the ball and hinge. We do ball and hinge. You have to build it just a little bit bigger, right? And it's just and so you kind of lose some of that fine detail because you're building at a larger scale, which takes more time.
So, oh, good. Sorry.
Oh no, you go ahead. You got it.
I just wanted to know, like, theoretically, I guess, because they took all the mixel joints, can you just walk over and grab bins of parts that you don't actually intend to use and just keep them at your table and not let anyone else use them? Like,
sabotage.
Is that a strategy?
You can do that. You can walk over it. You can grab it. You can grab any amount that you want. They're not going to stop you.
What?
One guy builds, the other guy just keeps grabbing pieces the whole time.
I know. I know exactly how to win now. Like, if I go, like, what? They should have played into that on the show.
Yep, you can go and take all important pieces and just not even use them. Throw them right back in the recycle bin.
That's crazy.
So did that happen?
Yeah, it happened a lot. Like it did. It happened a lot. Like where people take pieces that they don't use and they put it in a chuck pile. Well, it's in a chuck pile. So at that point, you don't know what's in the chuck pile. So you're looking for those mixel joints and there's none there, but they're in the chuck pile. You're not going to look in the chuck pile for them because you think somebody's using them. So I mean, that's
Huh. That is interesting. Yes. That's something they definitely didn't highlight on the show because I had no idea.
Another thing is that they were running out of Technobricks. So right around the time they were trying to do the bridge challenge, they didn't have enough Technobricks. So they ordered Technobrick. They were opening up sets, trying to put more Technobrick in the pit. So it was just like, it wasn't. If they make it seem like, oh yeah, we have 33 million pieces of Lego, and no.
That challenge was a cluster, though. The fact that they had to use like camera gear and weights for the bridges, I was like, you weren't prepared for this. Like the bridges are actually stronger than we think.
They wasn't, and as you can see, like some of the challenges coincide with the Australia show. So Australia, I think the bridge that won only held 250 pounds. So they're thinking, well, yeah, it can't be no more than 350. That's why they did 7 hours. They gave us 7 hours to do a 12-hour challenge. So they figured that we were gonna build these bridges and they were just gonna break them. That was the idea of it. Well, you had 2 bridges that held 1,000, which held up a lot of time. And because with Tyler and Amy, stuff that you didn't see was Tyler and Amy, they put that 350 on there and it sneezed at it. They put the 350 on Aaron and Christian. That thing sneezed. And so they went and got those extra weights and which crushed their bridge. But then you got Tyler and Amy. We had to go back. They sent us back to the trailer 3 times because they didn't have enough weight. Wow. And then at the 3rd time, you hear the head producer saying, look, somebody's about to get fired. Keep rolling. Don't stop rolling. Because at this time, you about to pay double time because you're moving too slow. So, and so they're trying to rush through this thing. And you had 2 bridges that went to max. So,
I would have been like, can't I just stand on top of it and see what just go down with my ship? That would have been cool.
Like Christian said, he was like, I don't think my bridge can hold a Christian, and his bridge ended up holding 2 Christians. So
that's pretty cool. So you got kicked off on the bridge challenge, right?
Yeah, we got put out.
Yeah, your bridge didn't line up.
And what happened was that you kind of overthink some of the simplest stuff, right? And so
And that is a
Jermaine
simple
was
thing.
like,
I agree.
yeah, it is. It is, and all we had to do was build the supports and roll with the supports, and then put the bridge on top, right?
Right.
But Jermaine was like, "Oh no, our supports. I don't think our supports are strong enough. So build another set." So I built the second set, and then the angles with the Technic brick wasn't lining up. So he said, "Build the third set." So I built the third set, and so he was doing the way he was doing our bridges. He was building two beams that were supposed to flex underneath, and that took some time. So by the time we struggled to get it onto the pillars, I mean, it was probably like 3 minutes to go. So I'm not thinking about the two plates. He's not thinking about the two plates, and when the time rolls off, it's too late. So I'm like, man,
It's tough because they kind of got you with the edit on that too. They're like, make sure your bridge is all level here. And then at the end, you're thinking like, why didn't those guys follow that one simple rule? But you don't think about the hours and hours that you spend in between the 15 minutes since you heard that and all the things that you may have been doing in between that time frame.
And the truth is that you'll hear Jermaine says our bridge has to be level with the two pillars. He says that in an interview. He doesn't even say that on set. So they used his soundbite in an interview that we had. So it looks like we knew about the rule, but we really, you really didn't, because the thing is this, right? They'll give you a packet about each challenge, right? They'll give you a packet,
Right.
and it behooves you to go ahead and read word for word. Take your time and read, because you're signing a contract. So just take your time and read and learn and understand. But if you're trying to make that money or whatever, there's $100 grand on the line. We're trying to hurry up and get to the challenge. So I'm gonna sign my name. Here's the packet. When do I start?
Right.
So you don't really read word for word. You should, but you're not really reading word for word. And it said it in it, because the first thing that Jermaine said was, "Oh man, I didn't know that was a rule. Was that a rule?" And then you see the producers run from behind the stage and with the packet in the hand, is, "These are the rules here." I said, "Dude, I wish you didn't say that."
The way I thought it was is that like what Will Arnett explained the rules at the beginning to everybody. So I guess that's not what it is. You sign a packet, you sign away your life for this challenge.
Yeah, he gives you the gist of it. Yeah, he gives you the gist of the challenge.
Right.
But then like there's actual rules that the producers, the challenge producers let you know, this is what you could do, this is what you can't do. Okay. And they'll read it, and it's up to you to listen and read and sign off. I mean, if you don't agree with it, I mean, what are you gonna do? You gonna go down and agree with it?
I didn't know it was that serious. I thought it was just like, hey, this is what you're doing today. Here's 8 hours. Good luck.
It is.
Dude, I would totally try to like cross things off and be like, "This is my counter offer. Take it." It's like I don't like that one.
What if you did? Like you're just like, I can't participate in this. What would they do? Like you're part of the show. They need you more than you need them, sorta.
This is why we need to get on the show.
Rewrites happen, man. Rewrites happen, and I'm sure that they can rewrite you right out of there, man. Even if they have a clause where they can bring another team that already lost in a previous challenge, they could bring that team back for a later challenge. That's why I'm like, yeah, this dice is loaded. If you could do that, your dice is loaded.
Right.
They did that in Hell's Kitchen before, the TV show Hell's Kitchen. Like just 1 week, like 2 people were written out, and then they just brought back an old team.
Like, did we say we voted them off? Actually,
no one's ever really gone.
Yeah, no, yeah,
I got that.
Oh man.
Yeah,
that's
man.
crazy.
It happens, man. Rewrites happen. If you act up like that, I'm sure they rewrite you out of there. So.
Huh.
This is fascinating.
Yeah, I didn't know.
My biggest question that I have, I don't know if you were planning to get to this, Ryan, but
yeah,
I want to know what Will Arnett's doing during the whole time you guys are building. Yeah. Like, is he walking around? Is he going back to his trailer and like having some snacks? Like, what's going on with Will?
They'll give him some cues to interact with a couple of teams and stuff like that, because they're trying to get some footage of what's going on and stuff. So he'll come in and mess with you a little bit, but he knows that if the producers say, all right, it's build time, let's give them some time, give the builders some space so they can catch up. He'll stay away from you.
He's on set like watching and kind of observing the whole time then.
Yeah, like he doesn't go anywhere. He's just hanging out there doing whatever.
Yeah. Yep, he's hanging out doing whatever, or catching up on some sound bites. Like right before, I guess where the movie mashup. He's sitting there with the judges, and he's talking about, well, yeah, they're getting into the end of the challenge, but there's a twist.
Right.
So he's doing little sound bites like that, and then they come over and interact with the teams a little bit.
Huh.
But my thing with him was that he's probably straight stranger danger, man, because some of the jokes he was telling, they didn't even put on TV.
So
I did kind of like him free flowing a lot of this stuff. It was I thought that was fun.
Yeah, he was free flowing. Like his jokes are definitely a comedy stand up for adults only.
Well, so
Okay.
so you say that he was in the Flint Tropics movie, the Will Ferrell Flint Tropics movie. What is that called? Some people know the movie, and I remember this was like 3 months ago or whatever when Lego Masters had just started. It was like 2 weeks in, and I'm watching the Will Arnett movie. What is it? It's a basketball movie with Will Ferrell. Why
Old
can't
school?
Old school?
No,
No. It has the Flint Tropics.
I don't like
Flint
Will
Tropics.
Ferrell that much, though.
Oh, I love
No,
him.
you're talking about.
Semi-pro.
There you go.
He's and I see this guy in the movie, and I'm like, I know that guy. Why can't I place him? It was Will Arnett. He's like the sideline announcer or whatever, the TV broadcaster for the Flint Tropics. And like, so I could definitely see him being some adult comedy stuff. Yeah,
I'm kind of excited to know that he was actually like on set the whole time, because I pictured it being a thing like, he's just there. It's a job. He goes to like his trailer or whatever and is hanging out all day. And they're like, hey, Will, you got to come out and do some stuff for the show here. So he comes out, spends 15 minutes talking to you guys, and goes back off the set and bails on you.
Yeah.
Oh, no, he was in there, man. He was in there. He asked me, the producers would be in his ear, and they say, well, ask Mel about his grandson. So then he come over and talk to me, and I tell him, I said, Will, you need to try harder. If you're trying to make me cry, you need to try a little harder.
I don't know about that. Well, okay, so of the time you were there, what was your like best moment? Like maybe where you felt like you actually might win, or just like your proudest moment? Like what was your peak of like happiness on the show?
Ryan, man, I gotta tell you, I'm honest, man. So I might get in trouble for saying this, but it was the movie mashup. It was the movie mashup, and I was able to construct a city while Jermaine made the baby, and he did all the other stuff. That he made a chase in the middle of the city. So you didn't even get to see the chase, but we had a chase in the middle of the city, and I made all the buildings, and he made the baby with the eyes that light up and everything like that. And so the judges on the first take, they came over and they were loving it. And this was the final critique. They say, the best model that you presented. It looks real polished. It looks real done. We love the design that you got around the city. And they was giving us, and they said Jamie was like, this is definitely top 2. They walked off to the side, got next to Tyler and Amy. You see Amy, the Brickmaster Amy, listening to her ear. They come back over for take 2. They tell us about, copying somebody and all this and that, copying babies, originality and everything like that. And we need to be careful because that could put us in the bottom 2. So I'm like, wait a minute, how do we go to the top 2? And now all of a sudden we in the bottom 2.
I had forgot about that, but that was one of my biggest questions I wanted to ask you about was the baby. Yeah, that is crazy.
I'm sitting here looking at Jermaine like, what? I was speechless. I couldn't even say anything. I was so speechless. I'm like, yo, say what? Where did this come from? And so, and so they made this Babygate situation. So, we're in an interview and they bring it up. Oh, you guys, what about when the judges say that you copy Tyler and Amy? I said, no, y'all told the judges to say that.
Well, let's talk about that for a second, though. They obviously were making this baby with a fridge, like this big baby. Mm-hmm. Did you notice that they were making a baby while you're building, or did that like subconsciously go into your mind, the whole baby thing, or what came to that?
Honestly, I did not know that they were making a baby because he had the fridge, he had the kitchen up on the table, right? He was actually constructing that baby behind the table, so I didn't see it. And he even told you I didn't put the baby on there until the last minute.
Yeah.
It's a weird coincidence then that they tried to play up.
I mean,
he had the baby on the first half. He had the baby, and then we had a baby on the second half. But I'm not. You're so busy looking at your build and making sure that you're on time. Only time you look away from your build is when you're looking at the clock.
I just
can't. I'm not looking at their table. I'm not going over here looking at their table. Right. I'm what I'm doing. And so I didn't even know they had a baby because they're not sharing that with us.
Yeah.
And in fact, this was the setup, was that before we had the baby, we had dragons, we had pterodactyls that transformed into robots, right? And I think Christian and Aaron had a dragon in a castle, and so they're comparing us with them again. And I'm like, and I said to Jermaine, I said, yo, get rid of the dragon, get rid of the pterodactyls. We're not competing with them. Let's do something else.
I mean, to me, the challenge had a twist, right? Like halfway through, and I don't remember exactly what it was and what the twist was, but I remember, I thought it made sense to have a baby for your build, and I was like, why is it a big deal? Like they're trying to make something out of nothing. So that's crazy that the judge just came back and they're like, well, actually, you're being accused of thievery here.
Yeah, and I was so mad, man. I was cussing them producers out on that mic because they got you mic'd up. Nobody else can hear it.
I can see you whispering into the mic.
And I told him, I said, yo, I'm not playing this bullshit game with y'all anymore. You might have to bleep that out, man. But I told us I'm not playing this game with y'all anymore. I said, I'm here in a uniform, and y'all trying to say I'm cheating? Like, come on, man.
It is.
That's
nutty, though.
Come on. But yeah, what happened was that we pulled the fantasy movie genre, and then we pulled kids movie genre for the twist for the second half.
And
I think theirs was comedy and thriller or something like that. So really, their stuff really, didn't have nothing to do with any kids, but they made it a kids movie anyway.
That's what I was thinking the whole time. Like, they drew comedy, but what they made looked like it'd be out of a Pixar movie.
Yeah, and it looked good, bro.
Sure.
Real good,
It just was a kids movie, not a comedy movie.
All right.
That's too much. That's
all for drama, dude. And that brings me to my point, is that if your chin is tough enough for that, that's what Lego Masters is. It's not about who's the best builder is. They want the best story and the best drama, because at the end of the season, they're trying to get those Oscars, man.
You want drama? Get Greg and I on there. We got you covered.
That's the thing. We can get the drama. We just can't do the build.
Yeah.
I can y'all go around whispering in everybody's ear, like, you're going to lose. You're messing up.
Yeah.
You're messing up.
Yeah, that was your thing. I saw you. You're like, we want the golden brick. Give us the golden brick. We're getting it. Yeah, that was fun.
Ryan and Greg, you should legit team up. You should actually team up.
I'm sure we'll sign up.
My thoughts are we could do like the first episode. They'd like us for the entertainment, but as soon as they saw what we actually produced, they'd be like, nah, we're good.
They'll keep you, dude. You're in the show, dude. As long as you're playing along with the producers, man, they will carry you into the final. Oops.
Well, I don't doubt you, because I don't think Sam and Jessica have any business being in the finals this week. By the way, this is being recorded Wednesday, April 15th. It's about 8 p.m. We haven't seen the final episode yet. Only Iceberg might know what happens, but don't say what happens. So Sam and Jessica, I feel like, may have been gifted their position. Not to, I guess maybe that's taking away from what they've accomplished. It's great they've made it to the top 3, but I think there were many times throughout the show where there was a valid case for them to have been the bottom team of the episode. So that's the way I look at it. It's like they've kind of snuck their way into it, and it's not like they've done bad in recent weeks. I think they've gotten better, but I don't think they should have had the chance to get better, if that makes sense.
Right. They definitely had more opportunities than any other team. So
yeah,
it's a great storyline though, because they come in as though they're not familiar with each other.
Time out
amongst each other from the very beginning, and then they go to be in the final 3 to a potential win. It's a great story.
It is. So I just want to correct one thing. You say that they weren't. The show presents it as if they're familiar with each other. Remember.
No, I said they weren't familiar with each other.
Well, I know, but as far as anyone watching the show is concerned, other than us, they knew each other because the show says they're friends from the Lego community. That's how they met.
Okay.
Yep.
Right? So,
but they did say this is the first time we're working together. They're having issues with each other. So to me, it would be amazing. Like, if they went from that to
Sure.
winning the show through some amazing miracles. If anybody I think got gifted to the finale, it's Tyler and Amy, because they technically would have lost the last one. But I think they were like, wait a minute, these guys are too good to send home on this, so let's have all three of them in the final.
Yeah, okay, so I personally believe that was already a thing from the beginning, that they weren't going to kick anyone off. But Iceberg, having your insider knowledge, do you think that they came to the decision that Tyler and Amy were going to get kicked off in that second to last episode, and then they said, hey, we can't have Boone and I forget Boone's partner's name, versus Sam and Jessica be our final? Boone and Mark, okay.
So if you're familiar with the Australia show, how many teams went to the final in the Australia show?
I don't know.
It was 3.
Okay. Well, okay.
So it was 3 teams that went to the Australia show, and they're piggybacking this reality TV show off of that show. So and even in the UK, there's 3 in the final. So if the the model's already set, there's 3 going to the final regardless.
I guess if I had watched either of those other 2 episodes, it would have made the last episode have a lot less stakes.
But here's the reality, and this would be after the final anyway, but I'm not giving nothing up. So if Tyler and Amy have been handing in top grade 1A models each and every challenge,
right?
Why would they go home on the night before the dance? That don't make any sense.
I know it would suck. I agree.
We've discussed that though, Ryan. It's like, maybe Iceberg can comment on this. Like, sure, it's great winning a challenge, but the frustrating thing is you could win today and then tomorrow something doesn't go right for you and you could be booted. There's no reward for winning a challenge. There's only a penalty for becoming the last person.
Yeah.
What if I told you that the story of Lego Bashers ain't so much about the builds, right? It's about who has the best backstory, who will be the winner.
That's kind of a bummer when you think about it, right?
Greg, we need to make a sob story, and we need to start working on it now. I lost my leg in 3rd grade, and building has helped me get up. We got to come up with something here.
You got 3 teams in the final right now. Who has the best story? Now you got to listen to everybody's story. They were all over Tyler and Amy's story.
Right.
And doing
oh my God, you're right, dude. The last episode, she's like, "We win 100,000. It'd be great for our baby's nursery and all this stuff." I'm like, "Oh man, how can they not win now?"
Yeah. Greg, you need to get pregnant.
We just found out who won.
Greg, you need to get pregnant for the show.
I'm pregnant for my baby.
You got to take one for the team here.
Dang, Iceberg's like hitting me with knowledge right now. Oh, they're building it up so hard for them to win.
I'm not gonna put the blindfold over nobody's eyes.
We'll see. Huh. That's crazy.
You can't send them home. They have a baby on the way.
They have to get the money.
He's like, we just got married.
I'm not saying it's not possible. They might be the best builders on the show. But
wake up, sheeple.
They are fantastic builders. Like, I think, like, for show, they make the best looking stuff, and I think Mark and Boone, in terms of functions, make the best functional stuff. If you put them together, it's incredible.
Right?
Can you say that again? Sorry.
Mark and Boone makes a lot of fun stuff.
Yeah. Like, I think that the robot challenge, the Star Wars one, kind of showed like what I think of them. Like Tyler and Amy, they had this amazing looking thing that didn't work so great, and then Boone had the one that was like really didn't look that awesome but worked fantastically.
Right, yeah, and like even that was Tyler's weaknesses, was that those power functions and stuff like that.
Right.
That's why you.
So it comes down to the final challenge. Who is it going to be? Something that has to look really good or work really good?
Nah, it goes down to storytelling, the wow factor, and technical ability.
The storytelling aspect of the mock building has irked me so much. Like, beyond any rational person. Like, I just hate it every time when they're like, but does your build show a story? And I'm like, who cares? It looks cool. That's the story. Like, I don't like that, but I mean, that's just me.
What'd you say?
I said I don't like that, but that's just my opinion.
That's a solid fact. And like, you go to these brick shows, you've been to a lot of brick shows. You couldn't sit at somebody's table and tell me that they have a story and tell me the story.
Bro,
you look at it and say, hey, that's an awesome mock. And you go to next one. Hey, I like that one, but that guy got you beat.
Yo, what if you and I we walk around Brickford, Virginia this year, camera and everything, and we have a bunch of quotes from the Lego Masters judges, and we only talk in quotes about people's builds. Like, I just don't feel like the story's quite there. Like just whatever random crap they've said, and just that's a good idea. I like that.
While
Keep
we're on
that
the
in mind.
topic of stories, could we say something about? There was one episode. I don't know if it was you, Iceberg, that they did this too, but it was someone. They said, "Listen, you can't tell the story behind this. Like, it has to speak for itself." And the person was like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna change everything." And then they came around. They're like, "So tell us the story here about this."
Yeah,
they actually did that with the brothers who brick sand. What's his name? Travis and Corey. I guess it was the power, the HP power, whatever.
yeah.
Yeah, like you said, like they at one point they tell you, oh no, it has to speak for itself, and then they tell you they actually, well, what's the story behind it?
It kind of seemed like the show wasn't planned out that well, and they're kind of like winging it, and then they're like, okay, you can't tell a story, and then they're like, wait, we want you to tell the story about it.
It's like me making a YouTube video. Just like the idea's there, but everything.
Then the
else,
execution kind of falls apart a little.
See what happens. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, to me, the logical answer to that is they have you tell the story to the camera so that you, the viewer, know. But it's not really supposed to go into the actual judging. Like, the judges are still supposed to look at it without that thought in their head, I guess.
That's what they seem to do.
But the judges are there when they're telling the story, so like, you're not helping yourself. That's my point.
It's crazy what you don't see. Like the first episode, like everybody is stating their story, right?
Yep.
And then a few people they breezed over, but what actually happens is everybody was stating their story about their amusement park. Well, when it was me and Jermaine's turn, not to toot my horn, but when it was me and Jermaine's turn, we didn't get to say anything. Jamie and Amy knew our story throughout our whole entire thing, and they said they drew off the whole thing. They loved that we put lights in it and everything. And it was like, man, I'm like, yeah, we about to win, right? Yeah, we about to win, yeah. And then you get up, and then they don't call your name. I was like, okay, well, maybe next time.
Huh. So are there any other moments that we need to know about the show? Any other gripes you might have had, or just general notes? I can't really think of anything else that I could think that I want to know.
Just want to hear about behind the scenes and any weird stuff that we should like know about as viewers that we don't get to see. I like that kind of stuff.
You know what? And in honesty, I don't think nobody hated anybody. Like nobody hated anybody. There was no real beefs with anybody on there. Like we all hung out at Disneyland and we went to I went on an amusement rides. I normally don't do roller coasters, man, but I'm following Mark and Boone, man. I was on every roller coaster. But you know, you had that. I think my gripes was that they were, and just like the avid builder, I hate that this is a fantasy. You know, I like real stuff, and I get it, lights, TV, glamour sells, and all that stuff. But I hated that this was a fantasy. I hated that they were making these make believe stories to sell stuff. So, and I think that was my main gripe on it.
Yeah, when you hear that, it really kind of devalues the show a little bit. You know.
Yeah.
If they invited you back, would you accept?
I would go. Shoot, I'd
trying
go
to win
as
the
a
money.
Man. I'd go as a host. Hey, look, Brick Jack, I would definitely go back because I'd be trying to play the producer's game because I'm trying to win that money, man.
You have to have a better sob story.
No, you're saying you're going to donate the money to kids with cancer.
Yeah, then you can't lose.
Yeah, you gotta have a better sob story. Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh my god! And then wow, that would not make it through the editing process, I think.
Probably not. No.
Unfortunately, I hate to say it. So I guess
you gotta watch Will, man. You gotta watch Will. Will has some real dirty jokes, man, and he gets a little dark sometimes with Will, and you know. I'm just saying.
I mean, I think that's everyone though. I think everyone would be walking around trying to have fun that wouldn't really be on the camera. But
him and Boone together is classic. Those guys should go on the road together, man.
Huh. No, I guess I have one more question. Like, so you did, how many episodes did you do?
We did about 6. We got booted after episode 6.
So you did 6 episodes and 6, so it's like 1 episode a week or something?
No, it actually we would run about 2 episodes a week. So it would take about 3 days to do 1 episode. And sometimes an episode would start like Friday and you didn't get to finish until Monday. So think on that. more knowledge for you,
Yeah,
right?
so like
A lot of
my
people,
last
a lot of people make LDD, you know, a lot of people make LDD renders on the weekend, and then next thing you know, a Ferris wheel goes up.
Okay, so yeah, that's what I wanted to add. Not that specifically, but when you're building during the challenge, like if you're building anything, can you like go on the internet and look up like reference photos?
Now, the rules is that you're not supposed to do any outside renders and bring them in.
Not that, but like if you want to build a pyramid, can you Google Egypt pyramids and see what you want to build?
When you're back at your hotel room, there's nothing stopping you from doing that. You could do that.
I was wondering that about
nothing down. You would have to memorize it. It would have to be like a test. You would have to memorize what you saw and do it. You couldn't bring no written material into the studio. So
I know a Lego store employee that you might know that said that people would come into the store and just, screw around on the pick-a-brick wall practicing builds and stuff.
Oh, very true. Very true. So. They did that. And I know that me and Jermaine bought some power-up stuff, and we messed around with the power-up stuff because they wanted motion. So we're trying to make, we'd be back at the hotel trying to practice that. You have people on their designers on Bricklink on a design program, building renders for for some of the stuff that you're not supposed to do. You take a look at your picture, the picture on your phone in the backstage, and you put your phone off, and then you go into the studio and you build what you saw. There's nothing stopping you from that.
Did they have you in a nice hotel?
No, they had us in the hood, bro. We were in North Hollywood,
I had to ask.
Okay. We were like we were half a block away from the liquor store, the corner liquor store. So you're in the hood, and it was the Denny's across the street. So it was
Say no more.
Oh my god, that's so funny. I have one final question for you. Like at the end of the show when you got kicked off, did they like give you a goodie bag or anything? They give you anything?
Oh man, they gave me a nice coach class ticket back home on a flight. What was it? It was Alaskan Airlines. I never flew Alaskan. I never even heard of it as such. The Alaska, and they don't serve you anything on it.
Alaskan, dude, are you kidding me? I got a
flight home as my parting gift. A flight home.
It's very nice of them.
The next day, I didn't even get to stay a day. The next morning, you're gone.
I bet you should have some Lego pieces in your pocket or something on the way out.
That's cool.
It might take you down. It's down. Lego pieces.
Huh. Well, that concludes Lego Masters talk, I think. 50 minutes in. That was very cool. Very cool insight, though.
That was
a lot to cover, and I'm sure there's even more. I don't know if you're gonna make YouTube videos about it or something on your channel.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a little bit. We've been
done
following
some stuff, but
we've done some stuff. But I have like a whole synopsis. I guess like my parting gift. I guess.
Yeah.
To Lego Masters. So.
I kiss my A. Are you going there?
They might have an all-stars. You might have to come back. Don't do anything that's gonna burn your bridges.
Right? Yeah.
Well, his bridge, he didn't build it very well to begin with, so I don't know.
Oh, that's true. Got him.
Yeah, real broken.
Oh man. So you, while we're on you, do you want to tell us a little bit about what you do on YouTube, or more so the people watching, what you've been doing on YouTube other than Lego Master stuff?
Started on YouTube. I did some a couple of interview shows.
I enjoyed that.
Yeah, I love that. The only thing about that is that certain people some folks feel insecure, and they're like, oh no, that's not something I want to do. I don't, So it's hard to actually get people on. And so, I have that. Now Lego Masters been going on. I've been, trying to give my what if scenarios with me and Jermaine, even when we got voted off. I didn't feel like doing it, but he was like, nah, we got to keep going.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right. He's like, we got to keep going.
Awesome.
So I'm like, all right. So we'll actually film another one tonight after the final. And so, I've been doing that. I've been, streaming with some of the other Lego Masters. We talk every day on Instagram. So
I'd say one thing that kind of frustrates me about Lego Masters is that if I didn't know you and Boone were already on YouTube, I wouldn't know who you guys are or where you're from. They never really go into that.
Yeah. And I mean, like some of them, I think it was like they only did a couple of like intros in the beginning of Lego Masters, and some of them they put on a website, man. Because you got to think about it. It's 45 minutes that they're putting in. Will Arnett and his antics are taking up at least a half hour, and then they throw the rest of the show in between somewhere.
Right.
And so I think with that is that I hope next season, if they do next season, that they dial back on the antics with the host, and show more of these builds. Tell us more about the builders, because they're the stars, not Will Arnett. And I think that production is trying to ride Will Arnett's stardom tailcoats into Hollywood, and it's like, look, let the show speak for itself.
Yeah, I think they're going to see how fans respond to it. And hopefully they'll make that change.
Were you gonna say something, Greg?
I just think it'd be cool, like say someone really liked your personality or whatever. It'd be cool down below where they say your name. It would have said like Lego YouTuber or something like that. It didn't have to have your channel, but like enough that you could go searching and maybe find you on there. Would have been kind of nice.
Yeah. I mean, I tell you what. In the fairness, I'll tell you 2 stories, but. The first one was that I actually put up a video saying that, hey, I made Lego Masters, and I showed a lot of like footage of me being there, like just being out and about Hollywood, and they was like, yeah, you got backseat footage, you got to take that down. So I took it down, and 2 days later, I kid you not, 2 days later, Beyond the Brick and Brothers Brick was showing behind the scenes footage on their YouTube channels. I said, you got to be kidding me, man.
Hey, they got more subscribers. They get the special access. That's how it works.
I was like, what in the world? That video had like 800 viewers in like 2 days. Come on, man. Like, it was a bummer, man. It was, man. It was crazy.
Huh. Should re-upload it now. It's time.
I know. Yeah, I might read. They're not watching me now, so I could probably
do it.
Now you can say whatever you want. So, you guys want to talk a little Lego news? Just a little bit.
Yeah.
All right.
Sure.
So there is this beta test. You guys may all want to sign up for this. Lego/Tongle beta tester for new project, and it's an AFOL thing. So this encompasses all of us. It starts today and will run until June 19th. I'm gonna email in because I think I'm interested. I googled what Tongle was, and it's interesting. Well, I don't know. I mean, it doesn't really, obviously it doesn't explain what it is really in the thing or in the release, and they want you to sign an NDA if you do it, so you're not gonna be able to tell people what it is. But Tongle, from what I can tell on Google, like the Wikipedia thing, Tongle is a platform for content creation. Like, just that's the first quip there, and that's what I guess is really the gist of it that matters. So what is Lego doing for a content creation site with Tongle? That's what I think the connection is. I don't know what you guys could possibly imagine it might be, but I
saw Lego Mario somewhere.
I wrote Lego Mario on there before I looked up what Tongle was. Okay, so so here's
I don't think it's anything to do with that.
Here's this link. It seemed. Hold on, let me link you this. I got things. Bam. All right, click that, and there's automatically. I'm doing a lot of things. Share screen. There's a Lego Star Wars stop motion. First thing on the screen there. So it's some type of content website, but I don't. Maybe they.
Oh yeah, it says they work with Lego.
So I'm really trying to figure out where this is going, right? Lego maybe Tongle is helping Lego create their own thing. So it won't be like you won't go to tongle.com/Lego. You'll go to legocontent.com or whatever, the name may be. Like, is Lego creating their own Instagram?
Did you see that pitch video by that guy?
What pitch video?
The one that does have like Lego Star Wars at the background and stuff like that.
Oh, down below. Okay.
Yeah.
Who is this guy?
Yeah, because I'm like, this might have the information we're looking for.
It could.
It even starts talking about Lego stuff. Like,
I will have to watch that later. I don't want to watch it right now, but that's interesting. So something's happening that we won't be able to tell you, because if we get in it, we have to sign an NDA, and anyone else in it has to sign an NDA. So
Ryan,
that's cool.
Ryan, if I was you, you should research it.
I will heavily research it. Yes.
Because I want to see a video from you about this so that I could not do the research and just give all the information about it.
Fair enough.
Because I know you'll dig deep into it.
Yeah, I just wanted to note that so that if we forget in like 6
Man.
months, at least a viewer will remind us, because it's one of those things where I could easily see us forgetting. But part of me thought, oh, maybe they're gonna send out Mario stuff early to people to test because it's not completely done yet. But that's no way. That's not what it is. So
Yeah, it has nothing to do with Mario.
anyway, Lego stores closed. What? Go ahead, Mel.
I'm saying it's probably another app for your phone. You're gonna like.
Probably.
They're gonna give. It looks like they're gonna give Instagram and YouTube a little run.
So I don't think they can do that.
Good luck.
Yeah, good luck. There are very strong communities on both those websites. There is maybe room for a third, but I really think it would be hard.
It'll be TikTok.
Yeah, it will be TikTok. You watch.
Okay.
You watch. Just wait.
I've seen what it's done to your life. I mean, it's
ruined my life.
yeah.
That was funny. The same thing happened to my cousin, and he's like obsessed with TikTok every moment.
It's not even that I want to be. It just happened.
I got the freaking Tiger King TikTok in my brain. They started showing it on TV. I'm like, get it out of my brain. You know which one I'm talking about, don't you? Carol Baskin.
Carol Baskin. Yeah, the song.
Oh my God, no.
Has everyone here watched that?
I'm almost done with it. I have one episode.
Unwatch it, dude. I wish I can unwatch.
I just finished it literally like an hour ago, but that
have one
TikTok
episode
is stuck in
left,
my brain.
yeah.
Oh my God, yes. Tiger King. Anyone watching this podcast hasn't watched Tiger King? It is incredible. Get on it. It is a real
I was
wild
super
ride.
skeptical at the beginning. Like you were hyping it up. I watched an episode. I was like, nah, this isn't for me.
Yeah,
I finished
thought the
all
first
7
episode was
episodes, and I was like, dude, this is such a good story. You couldn't even make this up if you tried with this character crew that they have
No,
here.
it's
Lego
insane.
Masters would kill to have this kind of character.
Oh my
on
God,
their
if
show.
Lego Masters could have the Tiger King on.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Front center. He'd be front and center.
Wait, can you say that again?
So he'll be front and center.
Oh
It
yeah,
would.
he would be balls to the wall, absolutely out of his mind. Like, wow.
Lego's too safe to do that. I mean, they cut Will Arnett's
Oh,
jokes.
1,000%.
Come on.
But
I want to hear his dirty jokes.
I really wish
Like-
they'd have like a uncut version where we could see all those jokes. That'd be great.
they put it on the Adult Swim on Cartoon Network.
Sure.
Oh, yeah.
That's a good idea. There you go, Lego. Do that. We'll team up. So yeah, that's the thing that's going on. Also, I wanted to get Brick Vibe typed this in here because Brick Vibe did some of these notes. He just did it. He's like, Lego stores are still closed until at least April 30th. When do we think they'll reopen? My date is June. I think June 15th is probably when they'd reopen by.
That's what I was gonna
2
say.
months
Somewhere
from now.
mid-June.
Yeah, it's still a ways away. Where are you at, Justin and Mel?
Yeah.
Definitely June. It's definitely June.
June.
My thing is that I hope that, like you said, the Lego stores, but what about even like the brick conventions? Like
Those aren't happening. I'm like, it's been a month.
What'd you say?
It's been a month, and like a month ago, I was like, it's too early to know if Brickworld Chicago will happen or not. I think it's time to cancel Brickworld Chicago. I don't think that is reasonable. It's less so that it's like it's not that the corona it couldn't be gone by then or mostly under control or 99. You know what I mean? Like I could see in 2 months, sure, we could have figured it out and it could be okay, and most people with social distancing, and it's kind of run its course at that point, right? But in 2 months, no one's going to want to fly. No one's going to want to travel. No one's going to want to be in big groups. Like, it's just not.
Do you think people are still going to be sketchy about it, even though the curve's kind of passed? People are still going to be weirded out.
I'm not going to want to go, right? Like, I'm not planning to go at this point, even if it does happen. I think 2 months from now, it's just, I don't think, even Brick for Virginia, it's still April. Things could change, but I'm getting very skeptical as to whether or not the convention will happen, and even if it does happen, if I should go, because it just doesn't seem like a smart thing this year. I think you have to wait until next year at this point, unfortunately.
Like, here's the thing, like say the curve is kind of down and there's only a few people getting here and there. You get one person in one of those conventions that has that and is coughing all over all these people. You spread that to everyone else in the convention. All those people go and spread it everywhere that they live. You have a resurgence of this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's like, even then, even if you hold the convention, no, I don't think a lot of people will show up this year. It's just this year, even if they held the convention, even if tomorrow everything was like 90% okay, the convention would still maybe get like half as much attendance because people are going to be very sketched out for a while. It's just like this has been going on for like 2 months now in America. The NBA has been canceled for a month. Like it's a thing that is going to take time for people to want to go back. I want to go back to normal, right? I think most people want to go back to normal, but that just takes time. Like it's going to take a while. It's a
normal
thing.
for most people is like, okay, I'm gonna go to like the store and eat at a
Sure.
restaurant. Normal is not like I'm gonna go pack myself in around all these people at a convention.
What do you mean-
And
that's not normal.
apparently not. I don't know.
Which is sad because I always look forward to these conventions, but I guess of all the years, this ain't the year. So I don't think
No more
they're
shaking
gonna
hands, no
happen.
more hugging people at conventions. You get a picture of somebody, you're gonna have to like Photoshop it together so you're standing beside them.
Yeah, I'll put out some PNGs of me for people
Yes.
to do
Have
what
your
they
arm
want-
kind of out to the
what
side and they
want
can
with.
put themselves in front of you.
I still really like. I'm assuming Lego stores will be open by August 1st because no matter what, I'm going to the Lego store for Final First Battle Pack Day. Like nothing's gonna stop me, right?
Even if you have to break in.
Even if I gotta break in, yeah. It'll be interesting if the Lego store stays closed for a considerable amount of time. It'll be like a time capsule when you walk back in, and it's just have old stuff. It'll be kind of neat, but yeah.
Oh, the haters are gonna be loving it if your release date gets ruined, Ryan. They're gonna be so excited.
That would bum me out. But that's still 4 months away. I think it's good.
Yeah.
I think
I think it'll be okay by then.
I hope
the
so
question,
too.
right? Here's the question, right? So the Lego, all the Lego stores have been on pause, right?
Right.
So they had inventory in there, the same inventory that they left behind, right? So now, say once they open up, you're gonna have the new inventory coming in because some sets have been sold online that need to be sold in stores. Are there any sales that are gonna happen upon reopening?
Ooh, I think clearance is gonna be rampant. It's gonna be glorious.
Lego is a company that doesn't like to discount their product.
I think you're also looking though at an economy that's going to be kind of fragile, and you may want to entice people to come in and spend some of that money that they're kind of holding on to spend it on Lego.
I mean, I think they're online. Like you said, you're holding out for deals and promos online because you think they're going to be hurting. They're like 2 weeks backlogged if you just get regular shipping. You're not getting a sale, Greg. I agree,
sure,
but I don't
they're
think it's going to happen
online,
now.
and you may think that that's because they're overwhelmed. Sure, they are with their shipping, but you think about all the sales they're missing in store.
Right.
I think their sales are probably much lower right now than they would be otherwise. It's just everyone that's ordering something is having to do it online, which is why they're backed up. If they were backed up by 2 months instead of 2 weeks, I would probably agree with that. But no, I think they're going to be hurting.
Yeah, I mean, at some point, yeah. I think right now it wouldn't make sense for them to do anything because they don't want to
get any further behind right now.
Yeah.
But I'm sure their sales are down, just like every industry though. And it's not like Lego's going out of business, so they'll probably be okay.
Well, you don't know that.
It's not public information, so it's hard to say.
2 more Lego Ideas projects hit 10,000.
Is it Nassau?
It is not Nassau. It's historically. I don't think so. Personally, I don't think either of these are gonna become sets. Historically accurate Rome, no way. There's just too much going on. It's cool, but not a Lego set. And then there's a pink house. I don't know if what the pink house is supposed to be, but I'm not vibing with the pink. So
let me see. Let me see this.
It looks kind of like the Haunted Mansion, but in pink.
This is from Coraline.
Better chance than the other one.
It's from what?
It's from
Caroline?
Coraline, it's a really good movie. It's a stop motion animation movie.
Huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think not for me.
Cool house. You take all that pink away. It could be pretty awesome.
Yeah, perhaps.
It reminds me a little bit. Oh yeah.
Go ahead. Go.
Of the Wayne's Manor build from the Joker's Manor set from Lego Batman movie.
Huh.
Similar format.
Yeah. No, I thought the roof reminded me of like the Haunted Mansion type sets. It's just the tall, big roof panels for some reason that make me think of that. That's my thing. So,
yeah, historically accurate Rome would not be made. I just saw it right now.
Speaking of Lego VIP or Lego sales, the Lego VIP in Europe apparently has gotten some updates, and some of the things you can buy with your VIP points now include the awesome prizes you can get. They just keep adding to your cake here. You get your cake, you eat it too. This is great. You can buy with 500 VIP points a Star Destroyer keychain. That's insane. It's not like you could just regularly buy those or use VIP points and then buy it on the website. No, it is a special prize now. if you're a Lego VIP, this is so dumb. Why? Just why?
They've upped the ante. They went from Xbox Live for 2 weeks, and like prints that you could buy for VIP points to this.
This is such a sham because these are products
Desktop backgrounds.
you could just cash in points for and then buy with your points. Instead, they're just putting them on there to make it seem like they have cool stuff on there, and that's not the case at all. It's so backwards. It's so
They need to have like a monthly like rare promo or something like that.
You want people to burn points outside of doing their raffles or whatever they're trying to do with these things. That's the way to make people burn their points.
Mm-hmm.
I guess.
Do something you can only buy through that's actually cool that people want. Maybe overcharge them a little bit with the points and have people just use them up.
I agree. Oh no, my files are too powerful. Hold on, I'm trying to get you a picture for the next thing.
I didn't know this was going to buy that. So
All right. How about this? If they gave you like, you could get a $10 set, and each month it's a different theme, but it's a discontinued theme, but it's not a new set. So
yeah, you're gonna be getting like power miners or power puff.
Yeah,
just like
that's what I was gonna ask.
The crappiest crap would be left.
You wouldn't want that. Okay, so
No.
if there was like a random theme and they had power miners,
well, if
for
it's
example,
10 years old, yeah, I'd be interested. But
yeah, like
you
an
know
older
it,
theme.
You know, it would be stuff that's like 2 years old.
I know, that's
and
what
old
sucks.
stock. Like, unfortunately, that's the way that goes.
You're
All
probably
right. There we go. So it's uploading. Hold on. We're gonna take a look at the next Lego Star Wars UCS set here.
Oh no, stop playing, man.
the UCS Cloud. Oh my goodness.
Do you see it?
Yeah.
What do you think? Initial reaction. Stop playing, dude. I thought I was very much the same. I was very excited to see this.
What? I'm like speechless. It's got like
I know.
the quality. What's his name? Starbricks. Like Starbricks does like those big UCS things.
Yep.
Man, this is wow.
The box art kills it too. It is.
I'd be the first one in line, man. I would be the first person, the first worker there at Lego. I would be there.
Yeah, dude. This is killing it for me. I am thoroughly in love with the way this looks. I think it has turned out excellently. I am head over heels in love. Complete the Fleet, of course, is now done, and the big three are done.
Can you explain Complete the Fleet to me?
So Complete the Fleet was an idea I had. It was like a saying that I came up with because they had at that point. This might have been 2 years ago that I first said this in a video somewhere or something. 2 UCS X-Wings, 2 UCS Y-Wings, 2 UCS Snowspeeders, and a B-Wing. And those are all like the main Rebel ships that you see in Star Wars. The A-Wing is the other main Rebel ship, right? There have been like 8 of the minifig size A-Wings. And so Complete the Fleet, complete the Rebel fleet of ships. So this was the one for the UCS stuff.
Okay. Sorry, I'm just writing it down so I can make it.
Yeah. That's the gist of it.
Have you said what this is, or can you not say what it is?
I'm showing it.
Oh, you're showing it. Okay, I wasn't sure.
This will be out by Sunday. Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. What do you think, Greg? You buy
Ryan?
It's beautiful.
Yeah. To the box art. Oh, just they
It
use
does.
the helmet
it looks
box
like
art.
it reminds me of like a car in Forza or something. They have it on like just beautifully presented with the light shining on it, and they kind of.
Well, I was gonna say with the box arts, they change up the box arts every year for UCS, so it's like a little bit annoying that I want them to stick with one of them. You know?
So I thought
This
they
is
should
clean.
stick with the last one, like the last
Yeah,
style
but
that they
this
had
one's
when
better.
the Falcon started. But this is what they should stick with. Seriously, don't do anything else.
But
Stop.
they're literally going to do another one next year.
No,
I'm
they're
telling
not. I
you.
don't think they are. I think this can stay.
They change it every
Wait,
time.
Iceberg, can you talk again? Go.
I said the pilot seat is on fire, man. 2-tone pilot seat.
Gold and gray. Hell yeah. It
Looks
is.
nice.
Oh,
I like
I
the
am so
curves on it. I mean, I'm not like into this like type of. Like,
just admit it.
scale,
You like
but
it.
the
It's
curves-
okay.
No, yeah, the curves looks awesome. Like I like that. I like that.
This-
I like
when
this
can I
one.
complain about the price of it?
$200.
It'd be better if it was $10 less.
$190. I would be. a lot
180,
happier.
180. No,
I'd probably buy it at like 190. 200 is too much.
190. Yeah. No, but
150,
I mean, dude, I always thought the UCS A-Wing, because I've talked about this for a long time, and it's always been one of those like, hey, this would be a set that would just make sense if they made. I'm surprised it's taken them this long. That being said, I always thought it would make a good $100 UCS set, and I was ready to be disappointed with what it would look like for because I thought they would be really making a stretch to fill out space and make it big enough to be $200, because I saw this. There's a really good Lego Ideas project. I'll just Google it right now and show people on screen. If you just search Lego Ideas UCS A-Wing, you should be able to see what I'm talking about. But really good Lego Ideas project that I've kind of used as like a placeholder image in my videos that I always thought was like properly sized, and it turns out that it can actually be bigger, a lot bigger than that, and work really well. Because I thought this was really clean, but I think they have knocked it out of the park. So somehow, some way, they found a way.
I see. Oh yeah. This one
I just thought it would work as a $100 UCS set, because they haven't done sub $200 ones in a long time. I was like, that would make sense, but no, it actually does work as a giant thing, and I'm very happy. So
that extra $100 is well spent.
It went into this, yeah. It definitely.
Yeah.
They didn't skimp out anywhere. I feel like I don't know if that cockpit piece is new. I know it's not printed, but I don't know if that like windshield piece is new. It looks new to me, but I don't know. Could not be. So this is killer though. I'm so pumped to get this. I'm really looking forward to this.
How about the minifigure?
It's just an A-Wing pilot. I don't know.
I'm kind of. Is it bad to say I'm glad they didn't make it super detailed?
Sure.
Yeah,
no, I don't know. There's a charm to not overdoing it on detail on minifigs.
Yeah, no, because it felt like with the Star Destroyer, it felt like they overdid it with those twos detailing. So I like that this one's just like it's regular, and I guess it's not like it's special, but it's not super special or whatever. So people probably won't complain about that. But like to me, that's cool.
Sure. Yeah, I agree.
So
Let's see if I can. Yep, there you go. There's a minifig for real quick.
Okay, I like that one. Yeah.
It's not overkill, so I think that's the.
But is the torso and the legs exclusive?
I don't know. I'm sure they are. I don't look at the minute details. I'm sure it's a new print or whatever, but A-Wing pilot's the only figure. It's the figure does. I mean, the figure's nice, but it's not the main pull of the set, I think, for most people. So same with the Star Destroyer. I think the Star Destroyer would have been much better without figures, because the figures were so lame that it kind of took away from it. Versus if you just don't include figures, it's a non-issue, I think.
For me, I just thought they should have just included like a lot of figures like UCS Falcon, right?
Yeah, I mean, I agree. It's go hard or go home with those sets as far as I'm concerned. Unless like an A-Wing, it makes sense if it's an A-Wing. Just put in the A-Wing pilot. That makes sense. But if it's a Star Destroyer and you include two like lame-o things, like I don't know what you're doing.
What do you do with this? Like, why even include that? Because what are you going to do with it with the set, other than put it on display with it, I suppose. But it's like way out of scale,
Well, yeah, the minifig just goes on the stand. So
I know, but it's just like, I don't know.
No, I agree. Most people want a minifig at least, so I think it makes sense.
I just feel like it looked better without it, personally. Like, even on display, I think it looked better without
Greg,
it.
the best thing
takes
about
it from
Lego,
being like,
you could just take it off.
Like, to me, this almost doesn't even look like a toy. And then, like, you add the minifig, and it's like, okay, it's a toy.
I see.
I don't know. I get what you're saying, though. Like, you could just take it off.
That's why they don't have them at the front, I guess.
Yeah. You can sell it because now that figure right there is probably exclusive, so you can sell it. We sell it.
That's true.
Oh, $50.
Yeah, if you sell it at the beginning.
Yeah.
Unless they've already been starting to ship out of like the Mexican factory where they steal them all
off the truck
by the dozens or whatever. So yeah,
pretty cool, man.
All right, dare we touch this last topic?
Are you really going to
last topic? Let me see the last topic.
Should we even touch it? You really should.
Justin's going to talk you out of this, but I feel like if you want to, you
off the ledge.
I'm so mad about this. I am so mad about this.
You are literally falling into the bait of it, but okay. That's all I'm saying.
I'm just so mad.
This is definitely bait. So you want to go into it? Go into it.
No, maybe I should say some. I'm sure this will get back to them somehow. Or what could I just say without saying what it is? I don't know. I've gone back and forth on making.
You've got two routes to take here. You can not say anything, or you can be very, very honest and share your opinion.
Ooh, I like both a lot. This is
Justin will tell you to be very, very honest, or no, I'll tell you to be very, very honest. Justin will tell you not to say anything. I think.
Oh no, I will not. That you put it like I don't want him to be.
No,
honest.
no, I feel like you're like the good angel on Ryan's shoulder. And I'm like,
do it.
Dude, I know I should do it. So
Listen,
This kind of
I'll
takes me
have you
back
you
to
back.
the Bricks and Beyond idea when
I'm
you
gonna
were
do
trying
it.
to talk
I'm gonna
him
do.
down.
I've done.
Wait,
I've
I have
done.
a joke. I have a joke. Can I make
I've
a
done
joke
worse
about it
things.
then?
Yeah. Be Mike. You want to
Okay.
open with a joke?
I was going to say, I'm going to start selling a shirt that says "Complete the Fleet." All
You-
right.
Yeah, that's a good one. That is a really
Oh.
good one. That's a great idea. I had never
Thank
thought
you,
of that
thank you.
before. I never.
Yeah.
It's not like I've mentioned that in dozens of videos and you've
Mhm,
never used
yeah.
it before.
So,
But
thank you.
yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. That's a good
Yeah.
idea. All right, Iceberg. Where can people find you? Not
you find me
your
at
address.
Oh, yeah. Don't show up here. You might be met with a shotgun.
Holy shit.
I'm on YouTube as Iceberg Bricks and Instagram Iceberg_Bricks. I'm your regular dude.
Hell yeah, dude. All right, you'll be linked down below. Anyone that wants to subscribe to him and follow up on his Lego Master stuff, definitely do that. Greg and Justin, any final word for everyone at home?
No, that was a pretty good episode. Thank you
A
so
huge
much for
thank you,
coming
Iceberg,
on.
for all the background information on everything.
Legit.
That was really illuminating to hear all that. Thank you.
It was a lot of fun
Oh,
stuff.
thank you. This was a very fun segment, man. You guys
Yeah.
are-
Hey, if you start doing the show again, hit me up. I'll be on.
All right.
Yeah.
Go do that.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, though. We appreciate it. And thank you guys for watching episode 88 of Bricks and Bits. It's 15 minutes till we watch Lego
Awesome.
Masters.